Noodles, Shavna's POV. We drove for a very long while before we arrived a road. It was really lonely. Neither cars nor humans couldn't be seen, but I sighted a black van with another black jeep ahead. Sam stopped in front of the vehicles, then got out. Louis brought out that briefcase that contains whitish substance. The one I'd taken from that old man. He handed it to me. "The boss asked you to personally hand it over to them," he stated. "Just act normal but walk classy and hand it over to the guy in their middle," he continued. Then he brought out a black eyeshade and wore it on me by himself, making me shift a bit. He opened the car door for me and I stepped out. He came out after I'd wearing his own eyeshade. "Where is it?" a guy who was smoking in between two other guys asked. "Go, hand it over to him," Louis whispered to me, and I gulped hard and started to gather those guys, walking as sexy as I could. "I think I understand this job. They are into illegal dealings and you must act like them." I got to their front and stretched forth the briefcase to them. The one in the middle collected it from me, his eyes running all over my body. He handed it over to the guy on his left. The guy opened it and whispered something to him. "We'll meet again, beauty." He winked at me and they all got into their vehicle and zoomed off. I removed my sunshade immediately and turned to see Louis approaching me. "You acted well," he said and touched my shoulder. "Did you get the clip?" He turned towards Sam and asked. "Yes," Sam replied, bringing out a hidden camera with him. "Okay, good. Now that it's done, lemme take you somewhere you'll love," he said and grabbed my hand. He helped me into the car, got into the driver's seat and ignited the engine. Sam, who was still busy with the camera, turned to stare at him. "Hey, what are you doing?" His eyes widened. Louis didn't reply him but started driving away. Hey, the guy yelled. Louis brought his hand out from the window and bade him goodbye. "Sweet walk," he added with laughter. Screw you, okay," Sam yelled, obviously annoyed. "Why did you do that?" I asked him. "He has done it to me before, just paying him back," Louis answered, chuckling. "But he is obviously angry. What if he does something more dangerous to you?" I asked again. He turned and stared at me. "Are you worried about me?" he inquired. It's just that, it won't be okay if something happens to you," I could. "Well, you don't have to worry. He is actually my brother, he won't do anything." He smirked. "But are you really worried about me, huh?" He chuckled, making me shy. "Well, since you're my friend now, I wouldn't want you to get into trouble," I said under my breath. "I'm glad, thanks for caring, but I want you to hold on tightly," he said, and before I could process what he said, he increased the speed of the car. I didn't know when I screamed out so loud in fear, but he only laughed. Geez. Does he want me dead? 50 minutes later, he drove into a classy restaurant and parked at the garage area. "Come here," he cooed, arranging his hair. I came down and arranged my dress and hair. Then took a long stare at the restaurant. "Really? A noodles restaurant?" I asked, reading the inscription. "Yeah, when last did you eat it? It's been really long. Wanna try it out with you, or don't you like it?" He rested on the car and asked. "Of course I like it. It used to be my everyday meal," I mumbled the last part. "Back then, when I was still with my stepfather, I only eat noodles, morning, afternoon and evening." We got into the restaurant and he ordered it for two. We sat down close to the window side facing each other. while we wait for them to serve us the noodles. Can you tell me more about yourself? As a new friend, I need to know, he inquired. I gulped hard as I stared down at the table. I don't want to start narrating my terrible life to him. I don't want to talk about it. Hey, is something wrong? He questioned, probably noticing my mood. No, why don't we talk about you instead? Have you been working for the young master for long? Like since when? Because I do see you around the mansion sometimes. I inquired. Well, you see the boss, well, I started working for him since the age of, I think 9, it's been so long. I noticed he wasn't so comfortable as he answered me. 9. What about your parents? They let you do such jobs? I curiously asked again. I don't have parents, I mean I don't know them. Was raised by my grandmother, he responded. Oh, I mouthed. Let's eat, he quickly said when he noticed that I was about asking another question. A waitress already arrived at our table. She placed down our orders in front of us, but I noticed Louis' eyes at the entrance when I was about to start eating. My eyes followed his eyes and I saw. The chopstick I'd taken fell off my hand. Immediately I saw him. Dillian. He was with Naomi, but he wasn't looking at our direction. Oh good Lord. My heart started beating loudly as I suddenly became scared. I was about to say to Louis, but Naomi's eyes met with mine. She quickly made Dillian turn to our direction and an unexplainable look crept into his face. Oh, don't tell me he is angry.